go. I didn't have the button hit. So let me start over. What's going on, community world? My name is Adonis Johnson. I'm the creator of I Am My Life Coach. It's a self-help mental health awareness tool. It helps you ground yourself. Right. This is Daddy Monday Meltdown. It takes place in the 7 o'clock hour. We're going live right now on YouTube as well as on Facebook. I welcome the community with nothing but peace and blessings. I want to give you it. And then what I will look to do is I will flip the script. That's something I'll do at the end where I will use bring forth a word, flip it, let you see how I see it. Due to the fact that a lot of us we read the sentence. Me myself, I like to flip the script, but when I read with the spirit, and the spirit allows me to see things different and of the way you think, and hope that maybe everybody don't want what you want, right? Me, I want those same things for the people around me. I can never treat people the same way they treat me. And the reason I state that is because I feel that people think they're doing you a favor by how they accommodate you. You're not doing anyone a favor by how you accommodate them if you're not accommodating yourself. A lot of the times we look outwardly, right? And especially when it gets up close on me like this, I was very bothered and very moved today just by listening at some of the people that reached out to me today and contacted me today. And I'll get to that thing. First, I have to start with something positive. So my positive is I want to thank everybody. First, I want to thank the help, right? I want to thank those that came out, those that work with me on a week to week basis, building this platform, right? Building a platform to help individuals. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, right? I'm very passionate about mental health. I lost probably the best things and the best moments in my life, and I never will have another opportunity to make those things up. So I recognize that the only thing I can do is press forward and try to make new moments, right? I don't ask anyone to do anything on behalf of me because my purpose is bigger than me. I look to assist people. So anything that I do, whether that's a skating event, a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, any type of outing that I'm participating in, a pop-up, I spend my own money to make sure that some people have somewhere to go to keep themselves close to people that's going somewhere, right? My own money, right? So anything that I do is built off of my money that I probably earned somewhere else, and I keep continuously to dump it into this organization, right? I'm probably at over $250,000 into Invisible Crown, just building everything on a perfection type level, right? My motto is achieving excellence through passion, right? So that's the doorway that everything I do, it has to be done in a level of excellence, right? But it just bothers me that people don't for their own self. People don't, they act like they want it, but they don't want it. They want other people to do the job for them. And then they come and they clap and wonder why nothing transpire around them, right? Your family, friends, whoever you think you connected to are connected to you. And it's obedience that you're able to provide something for them. But if you are disobedient, it's so many ways that God deals with you as an individual. I know this because I have seen this firsthand from myself. I don't really come on because I feel like I know any of your situations. I know nothing trying to break down anyone's life and say, let me help you. But, everything comes with a cost. I think that you already pay the cost with your pain and suffering, but some of you, your suffering is not over. Your ignorance has not been addressed, and you will have to atone. You will have to own up. You will have to pay for what you've done. And at the end of the day, as a teacher, self-empowerment coach, transformation coach, one thing that you're going to have to say is that I came with a genuine heart. I came open. I came ready. I did what I was called to do, right? And I don't know what that means for a lot of you, right? I don't know what that means for a lot of you. Obviously, I think God is trying to speak to you in a different way, but many of you, you cannot hear. You right? When it comes down to exactly what it is that God is trying to give to you or provide to you, I think when we understand more about why are we here on this earth, why did God choose for you to be here on this earth, I think that will be your moment of silence to silence every ignorant thought that pops up in your head, because we think that we here to do what we want to do, and that's what we have always done. And when you look in the mirror and find out how many times you thought that you was on and popping, and you sit down and you look stupid and sloppy, right? It's a lot of things that we just don't know. I came before you to teach you a lesson, and it said, you don't know what you don't know. But what happens is we have a lot of pretenders. We have a lot of pretenders that can't contend. You only can contend in areas of people that's already losing, right? Losers roll with losers. They only compete with each other, right? Let's go deeper. I want to go deeper right before I get into my lesson, because this ties into my lesson. Let's talk about something that's in the scripture. It states that a dog, right, it will return to its vomit. But why would they use a dog if we're human beings? Why? Your name is not in the Bible, so no one will receive this as, you know what, this is for me right here. We do things that we don't want to do. We get out of stuff and go do it again. We ask God for forgiveness and go do it again. We know we get taught better, but we do worse. Don't you see? This is dog behavior, right? But let's be clear about this one thing. When you have something in you that needs to come up out you, let's just examine, why is it in you, and how did it get in you, and what's going on, why it's in you. Many of us have things that's in us right now while you on this broadcast. You have situations right now that you holding on to. And why are you holding on to it? It's because it's so familiar to you. It gives you comfort. It gives you conversation. It gives you attention. It allows you to state why you're not moving forward. It's the only thing that validates your life right now. Whatever it is that you're holding on to, why you don't have a job, why you don't have a savings, why you don't have a husband, why you don't have a wife, why you living wherever you living at right now, why your finances is being challenged, why you have high blood pressure, why don't no one want to date you, why do you cuss and handle yourself the way that you do, where did you get these bad habits from, all of these particular things. But out of all this mess that you can find yourself in, one thing you gonna tell yourself is, God got me. God do have you. He got you good. Because until you release this stuff about you, it will always be in you, right? And every person that comes into your world to try to help or assist, you either kill them, disrespect them, challenge them, debate with them, and they don't even have the same issue that you have. That's why it says, people gonna have issues with you, because they're gonna feel that I don't have to be better than you. All I have to do is be me, because you can never be me. But some people will hate on me just because I choose to continue to move forward in my life. And at this point, I told you this fast just had, you guys. We just had a fast, and this is nothing but a lecture. That's what I like to do. I like to lecture. So let me do what I love to do. This is a period, and this means some things you gonna have to release, that you have been trapped in, and I have to continue to press, because already my broadcast is being interrupted. What's going on, YouTube? You still here? Facebook is logging back in. If this message is something that you desire to have, when the broadcast, you will come back in and get what you need. But it's not going to be many of us. I'm sorry to tell you, Sister Sonia, I know you want us to grow. We already grown right now. He sent us back. He's sending us back to areas in hope that maybe there's something we're missing, something on a higher level. We already won, some of us, not all of us, because until you learn to respect the higher self that's you can, right? What you will be served, because you created it. He said, pick today what you will serve. And for many of you, you have picked the wrong thing to serve. You should have served yourself. I done tried for these past 4 months to get you to put the attention back on you so you can serve the part to you that allows you to draw to other people that has what you're looking for. But what you tend to do is like to draw to the distractions. You like to look at everyone else and what they doing and what they doing. And what they doing is taken away from who you are, because now you are lacking what you need in order to transition to this next phase. This is a period of release. I will show you what that means to be released. A lot of us, people will be releasing from you, and you will be released from people. I'm so grateful. I don't owe anyone anything on this broadcast at all. I don't owe nothing but my mortgage companies, but I don't have any. But the bills that I have to do that makes up my life, them the only ones, and I'm under contract with them. So I paid them on a specific date. But for you, many of you, I'm very disappointed in you. You know, I make sure that I talk to God and ask for everything that you could possibly need to get your good listeners. It says, even though I walk through the shadow of the valley, some of you want to walk. Some of you ain't walked at all. You ain't even seen the shadow because you are the shadows. You are in the shadows in your own life, right? And that smells like death. I'm going to prove it, because it's building up to where we're going. We're building up to where we're going. We're building up to where we're going. I have to build up to where we're going, right? I have to address what I have to address. I'm really not concerned if you guys choose to switch over, go wherever you feel. He will lead you right back to what I'm saying. If I'm not broadcasting and saying what I'm saying, he's going to lead you to someone else that's going to say the exact same thing. That's why I get so many calls all the time. People saying, someone just said what you said. Someone. Why wasn't it? That couldn't have been God telling you this. It was God when I was telling you it was God. When I said God told me to tell you, that was the Spirit. Well, the Spirit, Jesus Christ, told me to tell you. Higher self told me to tell you. But you didn't want to receive. Right? Be honest. Now, you go have to hear from someone else. And when you hear from them, now you want to come back and say, pastors preach the same thing you preach. I didn't preach. I was teaching. But you the one that's hard-headed. You the one that's going to sit here and mess up everything you have. So what he told me is many of you will return. You will be released and you will revert back to your old ways. And that's where Adonis has to move on. That's where Adonis has to shift. Adonis is not going to be available like y'all thought Adonis was available. This broadcast continues to grow with me or without me. And if I can tell you that part, then I can tell you this broadcast grows with you or without you. You can't take no breaks off 3 weeks, 3 months, 4 months, and then think you slide back in here and you back in place. You've been gone. God done put somebody else in your spot. You're not here to serve me. Once again, I will repeat, every event, I want to thank you, because some people brought tickets. They did not come. Some people bought 2 tickets. Some wait in California. Hey, AJ, I want to sponsor some tickets. Some Gabe, she sit here, bought tickets. Hey, I want to sponsor some tickets, right? For somebody else. I can't come, but I want somebody else to come and open up doors. What am I saying? I don't know what the hell is going on with us at this point. We like to, if I would have tried to go somewhere, you would have paid it. If I would have had alcohol, rums, a couple of little strippers on deck here, this place would have been packed. Now, we had a good time. To have over 100-some people there, right, is amazing. I just was looking for a few people that I knew to be here. It's just amazing, and it's funny to me, because out of all the people that I thought that would be there, or I would have saw, right, because I feel like, hey, this the Army of Angels. Sister Sonia came in on a live broadcast. She kept calling, let me pray for you guys. Come on, you will think by far that it would be a few familiar faces in that building. But they weren't there. Okay, God, what's going on? It blew my heart and made my heart better to even see Marie walks through the door. Marie walked through the door. And I try to tell people all the time, I will take the person who have been through the worst. I will take a person who has been abused, who has been left behind, who has died and God brought them back because there's some purpose in them. But I will not take and settle for a pretender in my life that want to show up when they want to spectate. Tell me how to run an event that's based on God right now. None of this has nothing to do with me. Every dollar that I receive has been going into this mission here. I don't know if you guys understand what mental health is. This is the month of mental health, right? Everything I do is very sacred, but I will not kiss nobody's behind. I will not beg nobody to support me. I won't beg nobody to work. Why the hell when I got it? Why would I beg when I'm paying my money? I don't need your money. Right? But you need what it is that God has for you through me. If not, then you can go find it wherever you find it at. And I hope and ask yourself, how's it working for you? Right? So I'm grateful and I'm thankful for all those that truly. But if I look at some people's character and you give them another chance and another chance and another chance, what do you give them another chance? That's me. You getting a chance to be better, you. But many don't want better. No, you don't want better. You don't want bigger, better, greater. You had up to the point. This conversation is better because you can relate. This ain't no 30-minute, 20-minute, 15-minute. Let me give you a 10-minute, and this is for everybody. No, this is for your body. And I made sure that I fix your receivers so that the transmitter, right? You see, you got a radar. Right? You got a radar that operates up high, and you are given a satellite. So you got the satellite is up high, and you have been issued a radar. Your radar has to be working right, has to be programmed. And what it do? It sends a signal. When it sends a signal to the satellite up top here, right? Then that's how the communication goes, and you can get the channels that allows you to see what it is you want to broadcast in your life. But some of you don't have no channels. You got one station, and I'm not interested in your one station. Your one station is for whoever it is you can distract with it. Many of you trying to tell you something. Stop watching other people because they don't have anything to provide to you. One more thing I want to say before I shift. Again, thank you for every person that showed up. This is very touching for me. My life existence at this point is about mental health, right? My whole life of existence is bottled up, my personal life. So when you choose to diss me and put your middle finger up at me, right? You might don't think you're doing this, but every time that you don't sit here and acknowledge what I'm doing, every time you think I'm sitting here playing some game before you, every time you think that I'm sitting here over 5 years, I ain't got nothing else better to do than to sit in front of you and sit here and try to talk to you on a level that maybe you can understand. But a lot of people just like somebody to lie to them. They like somebody to read a story to them. And then you act like you understand something, or you act like you got something that you really don't got. And then you come around, and when you come around people that's built like me, that's around me, we're going to call you out. You're going to be called out because you're not standing on anything. You don't have nothing. You're not built on nothing. You can't destroy something you didn't build. That's why many people, if you took the time out to build yourself, then you will have something to stand on. Your word is what you, my word, my life. So my fruits that I enjoy come from my labor. So I don't have to go hear a scripture that says you will enjoy the fruits of your labor. Many of you don't have the fruits because you have not begun to labor in your own life. But you will sit here and listen to somebody tell you, God, if you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor, many of us don't know what labor look like. So you keep laboring in the world, but you never work for yourself. All right. This was very hard, and many of you, you're not receiving stuff in this season. So you're going to have to sow. Sow into yourself. That's all I've been trying to sow into yourself. Sow into yourself. Anything that makes you better, you keep sowing into what makes you better. That's your transformation. It's so simple. This is kindergarten teaching. I tell anybody when they say, but what makes I Am My Life Coach so unique, so special? What makes I Am My Life Coach so special? Because this is Head Start. This is now. If we would have got this before you got anything else, we wouldn't be in some of the situations and some of the conditions we in now. So we have to identify what we learned, right? But first off, we got to, unfortunately, the Bible don't tell you everything about you. It do not tell you about your thinking. It does not tell you what you're thinking, but it don't tell you about your thinking until you mess up. And this is what you do to prevent from messing up. But many of us, we still jack up, we still on hold, and we still trying to figure out why your life have not taken. For those who life has taken off, why is God bringing you back? Maybe so we can assist some other people. I heard somebody today say, I need to fast again. I don't care if you fast for a whole year. You can make your transition in one day. If you just that discipline, one day can make your whole life change and go a whole nother direction. We talk God right now. We're not talking about human standards, but for many of us, you're locked in under human standards, right? So let me say thank you to Tamiko Jackson. Thank you verbally for Alicia Winsby. I think I did it right. Thank you. Let me think. Gotta think. Because my mind is, I didn't stop. Nicole Pikes, right? Alicia, Nicole, Tamiko, Margie. Ain't that many of us. Who am I missing? Tracy Strickland. Thank you. Keep in mind, we put this event together, took months to put it together, right? Took months to put it together. Not only that, they helped me carry the stuff in. They set the stuff up. They sat at the doors. They didn't even skate. They didn't get a, hey, y'all, look at me. They didn't get a, hey, you guys need some water, right? No one did think about these people. It's always people working in the background on behalf of you. But once again, when you mix, this is when you get double blessings. Because I received, I want to say, 8 calls today. 8 calls. How was the event? How about you call me? Because that's a text. I wanted to hear it. How was the event? I said, well, if you was there, you would have known, right? Well, you didn't personally invite me. Let me stop right here again for you guys. This is where I'm trying to express to you there's something wrong with this picture. And if this picture is flawed and messing up what's going on here, I ask God to release me and move me and let somebody else come and create another. I'm not personally inviting anyone to anything. You understand? I don't have to. This is not about me. I'm not going to be in nobody's face all day. If you come, it's because you're supporting the cause of what you believe that's effective. That's how you sow. That's how you offer support to something that's bigger, better, and greater. Even if you don't come, but do not waste my time telling me about personally inviting you. And then when I have to invite you, then now you sitting over here mad and worried why I ain't said 3 words to you because you came with the wrong motive. It didn't matter if only 3 people showed up. Long as my team, I mean, again, and we have our powwows, all right? But one thing I know for certain, 2 things I know for sure. When you pray about something, you release it, and then it becomes this thing. And say, by the way, the event was a successful event. This is mental. I will call a daughter and talk to a daughter. And again, I own, I want to say 6 businesses. I'm all around. I work out every day. I'm my mother's home care provider. I have possibly, I want to say 7 people that actually works on me again. You have to reach out, but you're going to get upset with me, send a kite, talk about me, blow points on the board. I was brought into your to bring things into your you can have stuff with your life and you don't see you have a lot of things. That's because God blocked it. He blocked the thing. He blocked it, blocked negative. He blocked blessings because you're gonna mess them up because you too busy playing defense trying to do you want to do. And you're like, God didn't let this happen to me. Yeah, and you didn't let a good person come into your life happen to you either. And you didn't open your mind up and allow somebody to teach you something that you couldn't teach yourself. Some of you, you challenge everything and yet lose every battle and still get back up and try to do the same thing over and over and over again. This is not just about your life, but you should make it about your life. You really should make it about your life. Maturely, though. But don't think I'm not mature when it comes down to Adonis D. Johnson. I seek first the kingdom of God. That's what I do. But we don't listen. It says seek first. We don't listen to seek first. It says, even though I walk through the shadows of the valley. Okay? So I don't know what area is the valley of death in your life. It might. This is the Mighty Monday. This is this time, this month. Mental health is very serious. It's real. All right? It's real. Mental health is real. Wait a minute. I need the music on this one. Hold on. I need the music on this, y'all. Now, this is the Mighty Monday Meltdown. This is what the Mighty Monday Meltdown is all about. It's about being open. It's about being honest. It's about spending time with yourself. I ask you guys if you can follow directions, follow along with me. If I ask you to do something in regards to yourself, it's only to see something that you probably couldn't see, right? I need like how to grab yourself, how to hold yourself, how to direct yourself, how to readjust yourself, how to get in the right heart postures, right? You hear people singing all the time in their songs, right? You know, heart posture, right? I'm getting in my part, and you know, you be wanting to do this, look at somebody else doing to do it. Your heart posture is when you hold your position. That's what that means. See, they say your heart posture, me, is hold your position. It's the same thing. Pretend. And you didn't understand. You've been pretending for so long that now when somebody else tells you something, you think this, what I'm telling you, is unfamiliar. This is scary teaching for you because some of you don't want to be taught. Why don't you want to be taught? Because you think you know it already. See, you don't think you need God because you think you got God. But what do you got him for? What do you got God for? Do you got him to sit here? What do we tell you every day about your frustration? What do we tell you every day about your mouth? What do we tell you every day about you don't have things that you desire to have? Oh, you ain't asked him that? But you got God, right? I'm not here. And it's just a piece of paper. This is just a piece of paper with no value. Come on now. You can have $1 million in euros and bring it into the United States. Money here that value, that people dance for, that people steal and kill for. This money ain't worth nothing in China. This money ain't worth nothing in Europe. This is just paper. Now guess what? For some of you, you ain't worth nothing but you sin. People worth nothing in your life because they don't know you, but you still chase them. You still love them. You love people that don't know you, won't even put down, won't even help your grandmama cross the street, okay? You won't help your grandma cross the street. People according to what you allow them to do based on what you do to you. That's how it works. People only do what you do to you. When you second guess yourself, when you're not confident in yourself and all those other things. That doesn't sound like Adonis Johnson, man. I'm nowhere in it, okay? I took some time to get this thing right so that when I present myself, but I can't want you to win if you don't want to win, because I know your winning consists of having me there. I know this. That's why I look for who I look for. I'll show you that too. What's going on, everybody? Let's reset the room now. I hope I ain't scare anybody away, but if I did, this is the month of release. This is when you release some things, and I'm praying to God, if I can't release it, then God, release it from me. I don't want food, ice cream. I don't want stuff calling my name. I don't want people calling my name, and I'm obedient to their voice. Break everything This is when we call a timeout right now. We call a timeout on the battlefield right now. God, I'm asking that we would call this timeout, and in this timeout, it activates your presence. When we call a timeout on the things of the world, then the new world opens up. You said heaven is coming down. There's going to be a. You said, God, you tell us to be shoot for higher self. And when we go to higher self, then Christ is being activated right now. We don't look to take advantage of anybody because we already got everything. We ain't finna mess up something new based on something old. Come on now. If helping you gonna cost me high, I love high. So today we call a time out on relationships, on positions. We call a time out on family. We call a time out on just the responsibilities that goes with the world right now. Come on now, this is mental health right here. We got to make sure the mind is free of any worrying right now. I don't care if you gained 10 pounds. I don't care if you lost 2 pounds. It's about being in a free space right now. At least anything. Close your eyes, and all I want you to do is hear voice right now. Hear the voice of instructions as it's instructing you to get to the meeting place right now. There is a place we have to get to. You not hearing God, you not receiving anything from God until you can get up and get out of your situation. Many of us, we're carrying right now, we're carrying yesterday right now. We're carrying personal feelings, we're carrying heartbreak, we're carrying what we want. But today, when they say leave it at the altar, I think you better leave whatever it is, wherever it is at. I don't care where you at right now. If you're in your car, if you're in your bedroom, you're in your bathroom, you sitting on your job, you in a chair. That is your altar right there, right there, right there, right there. That's the altar today, and we calling for the Most High to come present right now. Show his face in your situation. Come on now. Thank you, God. We ain't done everything we should have done. That's why we here. That's why we talking to you right now. If anything gonna get fixed, God, then we gotta come to you. If anything is broke, we gotta come to you because we gotta own up to what needs to happen. If it broke, it needs to be fixed. If it's closed, then it needs to be open. If it's open, to be open. At this point, come on now. Thank you, because you're releasing us. You're releasing us from the from that, and they're gonna have to settle for themselves to right now. If we love it, then God, we love it because you operate in it. We don't want no friendship without Christ's presence in it. We don't want no relationship without Christ's presence in it. We don't want to date with. We're gonna mess it all up because it's bound for destruction. It's already headed for destruction. But today, break out of what we was in. Today, we've been released from the seed. The seed will grow. It will turn into the tree. Bring our broken hearts, our broken minds, our broken relationships. Bring everything into fruition. What was going to happen? Because you told us it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen because you are the Omega to the Alpha. You are the Alpha to the Omega. You are the beginning to the end and the end to the beginning. And we knew the end in the beginning. So today we are claiming a power that you can only release in us and through us for everybody that touched us. But as of right now, God, we need to evaluate and reevaluate how we do business here on earth with your spirit, with your power. You are giving us authority over things now. And God, thank you for giving us authority over base. And God, today you calling them out, trying to be greedy. No. Thank you, God, that you step in. You are the umpire to the game. You are the referee to the game. Many people was calling technical fouls. Come on now. But thank you, God, that they are fouling out now. And we can see now they've been playing dirty. They've been playing dirty. But the game goes on. The game goes on. You can't pretend when God is present. He made you. And he made you to be more than a conqueror. But for some of you that can't conquer darkness, for some of you that can't conquer the minimum things, for some of you that can't conquer the basics, come on. Others that have mastered being broke, have mastered being at the bottom, have mastered being with crappy, low-life type friends that don't provide you anything, but yet you still call them friends. We mastered this position, but it's time to level up now. We're not slaves to anything that's going to harm us, that's going to hurt us at this point. We move on, we shift. Now we're walking through the shadows of the valley of death because we fear no evil because the rod that disciplined us all those times when we wanted to cheat, all those times when we wanted to cut across the field, all those times that we wanted to lure somebody in, lure them in. Come on now. God told you, what you doing luring somebody in? What you doing luring somebody in? Don't you know the prayer that says, lead us not into temptation? Somebody was praying against you while you was sitting here playing games. You was playing and I was praying. You was playing and I was praying. Come on, God. There y'all go. You was playing while I was praying. Yes, God. I'm not tempted by no foolishness. I'm not tempted by no games that I see no rewards from. Many people are playing games themselves, and that's why they have no rewards. Now, some of you neglected to new Christians. Yes, God. Because his name is on the line. How is his name is on the line? Because he's the higher self. He's Christ. He's the better you to the worse you. He's the better you. The old me. Thank God right there. The old me. The old me. That means Christ is present. Please don't worry in the old. To God be the glory. That's why it happened. So I can say to God be the glory. Now, what is it going to take for you to say to God be the glory? What is it going to take for you? I know it is. Look for what happened yesterday to make me cross over into today and recognize I am bigger, better, and greater to a lot of people that surround me. And I'm sorry, you guys, that I work to be who I am. But some of you can start today. It's according to labor. He considered an ant and how it got to get to work. Take you to get the on you. But you've been working more on the outside and you can't fool God, okay? Keep this message for me in Jesus Christ's name. And if you receive it, let the people say amen. Let me cut my mental health awareness. But if the spirit is not present, then at some point you got to realize what is it going to take for you to get that spirit. For some of you, that's your confession right now. If Usher can be honest and say these are my confessions and put that on an album and it go platinum, could you imagine how your life would be if you identified with your confessions without blank somebody else? God makes events for you. You don't show up. He gives you times to be certain places. You don't show up. But guess what? You need to find you a good church home. You do. That way you can get there and hopefully that'll work for you. For me and those that walk with me, this is a day-to-day thing for me. Okay. One day at a time for me, y'all. All right. My mental done already blew a gasket. All right. It done already blew out. My motor was knocking because I didn't change the oil. I didn't change the conversation. I didn't change the people, right? I didn't change the people. God can put his spirit in anybody for me. Okay. So I don't have to be chasing what I see. That's why I never do. I'm looking for the spirit because I know with that spirit, things can happen in my life. Okay. That's a little, you need to write that down. Chase that spirit. Okay. Because that's the thing that's going to bring forth a change that you need in your life. Let's go deeper. I started with a scripture last week, a recap, and I wanted to set this thing up. Jesus, he was a man, right? Son of man. And he received a word that somebody died. Now, this is almost as if Sonia was having a bad day. If Sonia was having a bad day, then AJ gonna call Sonia. That's what it means when somebody has a bad day. That means you didn't go. Because Thursdays you at work in the morning, Friday happy day, but you ain't seen going on, everybody. It says unstable. We're going through some unstable conditions. We're going through some unstable conditions right now. Bear with me. The signal gonna go in, it's gonna go out. Some of you gonna get this message real good, right? You're gonna get this message. I want to thank you guys for joining me on a Mighty Monday Meltdown. This is a mental health month. I'm only dealing with your mindset. I'm only dealing with your mind. We want winning mindsets, right? We want winning attitudes, right? The invisible crown, it represents your character and it represents your attitude. Some of you have never had to work a day in your life that I can go into third and down to talk to you at character at all. Many of you want more for your children, right? So you want to give your children, the best, right? And God, who will feed their children the worst, right? So that's That is totally true. You'll give a child the best. But when it comes down to you, why don't you give yourself the best? It's because you haven't went to the best. You want the best, but you haven't went to the best within yourself. You haven't taught yourself anything. You haven't spent no time. Why do men do what men do? And why do women, right? But I guarantee you, he put the treasure inside of you. That self-realization, right, is what you learn. Now you got to get over it. Isn't not to vomit it back out? To vomit it back out. But see, for many, you use example. People use this example on the street. God said, just like the dog to his vomit, right? Time to his vomit, and you expect for that, like you finna sit here and a spell on my, because you know scripture that has no background, no support, no spirit, no God. All you did is read somewhere. God said. Then how do you know God said it? Because the Bible said. Well, then the Bible said. God ain't said. The Bible, you read what the Bible displayed. You said whoever wrote the narrator wrote in the Bible, and you quoting the Bible. The moment you can say God said, it will be what God did. It'll be, you heard what God said, and God told me, and because God said this to me. I didn't have to say, the book said, the Bible said, the book said. Could you tell me what God said? The Bible said it to Paul. The Bible said it to James. The Bible said it to David. Did he say anything to you? Because that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting, trying to figure out, when did God talk to you? What did he tell you? Did he tell you something specifically? Or are you telling me what he told somebody else? 100 proof, it hits different. When you get love, it's different, right? That inertia hits you, boom. It's the life, what I asked for. Okay, did it come back on? Yeah, let me see. Let me say hi to YouTube for a second. YouTube, did y'all, let me see the YouTube jump back on. Hello, YouTube, what's going on, Rena? How are you? I see a few people over on YouTube. Just want to say, I'll reach you. When you make a request, God shows up and give you what you requested. That will be your results. Desire to have in your life. My is built on accomplishments of things I desire to have. What's saddened is that serious a better greater that can hold the flow, right? That can hold the flow, that can hold the anointing, that can hold the authority, that ain't gonna lose their authority, they ain't gonna misuse their authority, and they're gonna be able to receive that power that God gives you. Prayers in the silence, sent me. But how do you this still going on? So I see Rena said hello. What's going on, Rena Davis? What's going on with my people that's over on YouTube? Thank you for checking in right now, right? This is really heartfelt time. This is mental health. Things get real right now, and we have to stop playing with our own mental, right? We have to stop playing with our own mind and start working on our mind. We have to stop playing with the mind and start working with the mind, trying to figure out how the mind actually works. How do the mind actually work, right? We need to stop sitting here and allowing things to distract us or destroy us, right? And again, I know how to make this happen. I know how we can rebuild. I know how we can get to bigger, better, and greater. I know how we can do it, right? Work with me as I work with you, right? So I want to take you into a scripture. Oh, I left you guys with results. When you requested, right, what it is that you desire to have, the end came before you started the work in the beginning. Anything that you wanted started the receiving process. So when you ask for something, it starts the receiving process. That means you asked over here. The process started. And by the time you receive it, it might be over here. But you not to work us to get close to this thing right now, because it seems like the line is a little bit off of this over here. But you have to start over here. So you get the idea, which is the end. This is the omega. This is the end. This is why God said he knew the end in the beginning. Many of you get the end in the beginning, which means the end takes place in the beginning. So when you know what you want and what you desire to have, you will have it in the beginning. It's a feeling. You want the feeling of what you desire to have. But you also have to do the work. You have to do the work. And many people don't do the work, but they want the feeling. So that when the feeling leaves, it's only because they wanted something, but they did not work towards what they desire to have. Now, many of you, I know you'll start with another. Your relationship starts with you. It's you gonna do. So some of you want to cook. Start cooking for yourself. You want to do this. You want to put on nice clothes. Start putting on nice clothes for yourself. You want to put on lingerie. Sleep in lingerie for yourself. You have to start with yourself. That's the feeling. So even when somebody walks in your world, they're like, no, I did this for me. You be here for a good time, not a long time. And long as I'm investing my time, then I need to make sure that I'm comfortable. And the only way I'm going to make sure I'm comfortable, it will be based off of what I do, not what you don't do or what you do. At the end of the day, what you don't do or do goes with who you are. But we have become so judgmental of someone else. How can you be judgmental of another body that makes you stumble and fall? You can't even see what keeps you from going forward right now, right? So I want to say that, get that out there. Now I create this. Now I got to create the script. Now let me create the script. I love it when this time comes. This is when I flip the script. We got to do a recap. Send the word. This is release of control and the bondage. And Kelly, I can see because I cut the light off. What you release, you might don't have the power to release it. So what I'm challenging you guys to do is, if you don't have the power to release it, then ask God to give that the power to release you. Some stuff need to let you go. Okay, if you go to the casino or whatever, that need to let you go if you can't let it go. Okay, some of the stuff that you keep doing, if you drinking or whatever, hey God, make that stuff make me throw up so much that I don't even want it no more, right? If you can't release what it is that keeps you to your lower self, then you ask God to release it, make them let you go. You see, it's crazy that more people will want to know what you think about them. God didn't put me here to evaluate nobody, okay? He's the wonderful counselor. I carry the wonderful counselor in this body. I carry the Spirit of Christ in me. That's called higher self, which is a wonderful counselor. Higher self do not live with lower self. Higher self lives with higher self, higher way of thinking. This is heaven here. But some of you oil with water. And so you need some oil, but you keep trying to mix your thinkers with your lower thinkers and you cause some problems. I don't have those problems. If I'm growing a garden or I'm growing something and I got tulips and I got roses and I got dandelions and I got whatever other kind of plants, I'm watering the different plants that's in my life because it makes the garden beautiful. I love the fact that I have people that's real estate agents, that's doctors, that's nurses, right? That's business owners, right? I love people that's in my life that's married, right? I love been divorced because they got stories too. People that done accomplished, that done came out of cancer, right? That means God had them sick at one point, miserable, going through chemo, right? And all the stuff they had to go through, and then God brought them back. I love people that have a story of their own, because once you by yourself and you realize you ain't got time, you don't care less about what's on with somebody else, because you learned that when you was going through, you didn't know that God was all you needed until you realized that God was all you had when you was going through. The only one who brought you back was, but for us, some of us, we like to pretend like we've been there. We like to pretend, but your pretender days is about to become your reality. And you ain't gonna be able to pretend when that dark storm comes. When that storm comes, you can't pretend now. God gonna tell you to do exactly what you've been doing? I thought you was praying. Remember you was raising your hand? Remember I told you guys a story before? I used to sing this song called I Told the Storm, right? It was one of my favorite songs. I used to be like, I told the storm, bills can't make me, right? Job can't break me, right? And it said some other stuff. I was playing that song every day. I'm talking, I love that song. I told us on right. Listen to me, y'all. The Lord sent demons, and I started going through all type of storms in my life. And all I kept hearing is, tell the storm what you was singing, tell the storm. You keep talking about storms, so I got to bring a storm in your life so that you can sing that song, and I want you to tell it something. But I don't know how to tell this song, so God, help me out, Lord. I remember I don't have no money, God. Hey, didn't you say bills can't break you? You seem like you're getting broke, right? Right? Now, he said, job don't make me or whatever. Like, God, I don't got no job. Didn't you say job don't make you? I thought you said job don't make you. I brought storms in my life because I was singing something that did not go with my life. That lady that made that song goes with what she had to discover. I Am My Life Coach goes with what I had to discover. See, that song, what I told the storm, is a hit. It's a platinum. It's platinum. You can sing that song and you can feel that pain, right? That's good. But you can't keep riding in off of that pain. I Am My Life Coach is my pain. I realize the more I say I am my life coach, is the more my eyes come open, the more I become self-aware. Self-awareness does not mean like, oh man, I can see what's on me. No, self-aware means I can see when I'm finna play a game and I have to shut my own self down. Like, Adonis, you ain't finna mess up nobody's life now. Adonis, you ain't finna beg nobody. No, Adonis, you not finna do that now. Now, Adonis, I understand they like you and you might like them, but you better think about finances. You better think about health. You better think about longevity. You better think about endurance. You better think about how many times you fell down and got back up. Now, ask yourself, how many times they got knocked down? They ain't even got knocked down. Many people want you to tell them about them. People will want you to come in their life, tell me what my problem is. And you be like, I got the one counselor in me. My wonderful counselor allows me to counsel. It don't allow me. I didn't say I got Satan in my head and I'm ignorant. Well, tell me about me. And now here it is. Well, first off, you're not attractive. You're not attractive. Okay, what else you want me to tell you? Not that. Your habits, you musty, I don't like your hair, I don't like the way you walk. What do you want me to tell you? I don't like the way you dress, I don't like the car you drive, I don't like the fact that you live where you live at, I don't like the fact that you don't cook. I do cook. I said 8 other things, but only thing you heard was cook, right? I'm not here to tell you what I don't like about you. How about you discover what you don't like about you and you ask God for more to you? How about that? I don't like the fact that you don't know God. How about that? I don't like the fact that you don't know Christ. How about that? I don't like the fact that you don't study, you don't train, you don't help nobody, you don't prepare nobody, you don't give to nobody, you don't support nobody. That's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that you sit here, you selfish when it comes down to yourself growing. You don't know how to water yourself. You don't know how to water yourself. You look for somebody else to do for you before you do for yourself. Come on now. You're not an example to any others because you can't be an example to yourself right now. Come on now. That little story of a testimony still need to come back and you ain't came back from anything as of yet. That's what I don't like about you. You got Christ, but you don't use it because you don't know him. He can't get into your life because you're too busy thinking he already in your life. That's why he's knocking at the door. Not to mention, when it's good opportunities for you to grow, you don't want to be around good people to network. Down south, they have so many networking events. Listen to this. Chicago had a takeover. A takeover. You're going to go to another city and call yourself taking over. Be clear. You ain't took over your family yet. You ain't took over your finances yet. You ain't took over your health yet. You ain't took over your community yet. But you really believe you can go to another city. Wait a minute. Spend your money. It ain't like somebody sit here and flew you in. Now they flying me in. I'm gonna go to Dallas or go to Houston. You jumped on a plane with your own money to go see people that lives in your own city. Ain't that something? You're going to fly to another place, get you a hotel room for 2 to 3 days, go to a party and pay, listen to this, y'all, pay $60 to see the people that you wouldn't even pay $20 to see in your own city. Now you tell me where mental health is at. You're going to fly to another and then got the audacity to think you taking over something. I'm going to take over, but you ain't took over nothing in your reach. You ain't took over. And y'all wonder why we on mental health right now. Y'all wonder why we got this thing. But we got God. I got God. No, you don't. You should have had God and you messed it up. YouTube is just me and you, baby. This little line has, oh, wait a minute. My little line done broke. My little connection done broke. Hold on, y'all. I got to get to this word. I was going somewhere. Lord have mercy. Okay. I got to do something quick. I'm in, I'm out, and I'm done. Turn to John 11, you guys. John 11. John 11. John 11. John 11. I got to go back on my other phone, you guys. YouTube is, it seems like it's me, but it's gone for the day. Facebook is gone for the day. Let me just get this on real quick. Okay. Okay, I'm saying please listen to this, y'all. I told them please listen to this. Okay. We ain't getting no more music. Okay, y'all. Thank you guys for logging on YouTube. This is going to be a real short one. I'm almost going to wrap it up. Once again, you guys, this is the Mighty Monday Meltdown. It takes place on Mondays, and it's 7 o'clock. We start closing up. We down to the last 10 minutes. This is about self-empowerment, self-growth, and how to believe in yourself, right? Personal development, personal growth. Everything that I do center around the manifestation of self-awareness, right? That's self-recovery, self-discovery. This is what I really, really was called. I was called to do, is to help you become the better version of you so you can get the things you need right now. This is a season. Wait a minute, what happened now? My phone doing what it want to do. Wait a minute, my phone doing what it want to do, y'all. This thing just did something. Please share this. Wait a minute. My phone just did something. I don't know what it just did. Okay, let's try it this way. Like I said, y'all, it get a little strange around here at times, but if anything, nothing would change on you more than people. I done seen people show more colors than a crayon box. Do you hear me? I done seen more people show more colors than a crayon box has to offer. So this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to move quickly and I want to move quietly. I want to show you a release. This is a release time. This is the mental health month. I'm a mental health advocate. I come before you humble as I possibly can to give you something bigger, something better, and greater right now. This is a period of release. Some things you're gonna have to release, some things gonna release you, right? I don't know what that is for you. All I can do is hope that I can support you in this process. Everybody is not going to my next level. I'm understanding that. I'm okay with that, right? But I'm gonna do the best that I can. That's why I'm here. Turn to John 11. I want to break down one scripture because I feel like this is the time when I flip the script, I get excited about it. I want to paint a picture for you real quick. Here's that picture. Thank you, YouTube, for staying with me. Here's the picture. You got Jesus Christ. He's a man. He's going back to his old land, right? And he's finna go wake up a familiar person who fell asleep. Some of you operate in higher self, but the next day you go back to lower self and you fall asleep. Some of you start getting your stuff together and call, and then you go back to lower self. This is why you fall asleep. So you got somebody fall asleep. That's what it means to be dead. That means you know bigger, better, greater, but yet you settle for worse, right? You settle for low-level behavior because you're familiar with it. You familiar. Anything bigger, better, greater is foreign to you because that's something you just not used to. But you are used to this right here, and you want to give people chances. Let's be clear. The only person that deserves a chance is you. And God gave you a chance and an opportunity to get up out of what you keep getting up in, okay? It's a saying that says, like a dog, he vomited up out you and you go return to it. Some of you, what God has poured out of you, somebody else went and ate it. Okay? So they are infected with what was in you, but it's not in you. You should be clapping right there, because what God released out of you, somebody else took it. Okay? Don't be mad that somebody else wants your scraps. Okay? Let's be clear. Somebody else might got the worst of you, but you should be happy that another person can bring out the best in you. Don't that causes hate? You know, you talk to everybody else, but when you come to talk to me, you don't got nothing to say because you're not interested. You can't handle conversation. I don't want to be giving no lecture. I like conversation that goes back and forth. Hey, what do you think about this? Well, I don't think about that. I think about this. Oh, for real? Why you think about this? I think about that. Oh, man, I never looked at it like that. Man, you know what? I'm going to use this. That's the type of conversation I like. I don't really like something when I'm constantly hitting you with something and you just sitting here all dizzy because you can't recognize what's going on. What am I saying? I'm saying God poured something out of you. And for many of you, you slid that stuff to the side. And you ain't got to worry about it ever again because you ain't returning back. But for some people in this season, when you release them like a rubber band popping, like pop, like when you pop your bra on the back and that stuff just air out, this is going to be a comfortable time for you. I felt this. God told me comfort in this period because they're going to be a release. And I'm releasing a lot of things that just don't go with me at this point. So let me get to this word. Right? Let me get to this word. Watch this, Raina. So Jesus goes back here, right? Y'all got to get this. Jesus goes back here and he talks to the sister. This is the recap, right? This is the recap. Jesus talked to the sister. Now listen to this, you guys, because it's very important that you catch this. Verse 20. When Martha heard Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him. Stop right here. But Mary stayed home. Mary and Martha, I will argue, is the same person. But for some of you, you're reading the Bible the way that you read it, right? So I will read it how you read it, then I'll read it how I read it. So in other words, Martha got out, and she went where he was at. Many of you, if you was on a higher level, then people can come where you at. But since you don't want to get up out of what you're comfortable in, people stays around you in lower levels, and that's why you have a lower level and you have a problem with meeting somebody where they at because they at a place that you're not at. You're not at where they at, but you want to criticize them for being here. This has to stop. Let's just release this right here. There go one release. For some of you, there go your release. Everybody is not at your level, okay? But at you because they can't but do what you can do, right? I don't know how you can move on. I don't know how you can deal with something like this. I don't know how you can continue to talk to somebody like that. I don't know how it's always, I don't know how somebody else can do something because I got Jesus. The Bible says, choose who you will serve, right? The Bible says, I, Adonis Johnson, can do all things, anything I put my mind to, through Christ. Jesus. But the moment you says I can do all things, the next hour or two, you saying, I ain't got time for this. I ain't about to do this. I ain't about to do that. You run from everything because you are replaying old hurt and old pain. So you run from bigger, better, greater. You don't even know that you got bigger, better, greater in you because you keep doing the worst thing. And that's why you get the same outcome. That's why you get the same results because you keep doing the exact same thing. The same thing. You keep replaying the same thing. Okay. So she gets up out her situation. She goes to him. Meaning some people, Rena, going to have to get up out of their situation and they're going to have to come where you at. If many of you would have came to my skate jam, you would have had some other people that respect you to come too. But nobody don't support you because you support them. But they don't support your bigger, better. They don't support you on your new level. But you will bring your butt down here and go to their own, put that little, whatever you do, right? Go there, mess up, meet Mr. Wrong. Y'all remember that song, Mr. Wrong, Me and Mr. Wrong got a thing. You'll go there, meet Mrs. Go right, go right. Yourself, and that's why you chose to go lower. But it's time you better, nobody shut up. That's what makes you grow up. That goes your maturity. See, when you go to your higher level, didn't they say the higher is long? They're gonna be so scared to kind of talk to them because you don't want to bring out your old you because you in a new place. He done took everything up off of you, done left all your little crazy friends right where they at, and you out here with new people, but you don't know how to introduce yourself because you don't want to look stupid. Your new environment is going to require all of that. Okay, somebody told me yesterday, they say I don't even go out, but I can go out. Keep them the type of God put people that come out to get what they need, because I don't go out. I don't go to certain places. You won't catch me in low bottom places. You don't catch me around here posting foolishness. Now, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna overdo it. You don't see me with the sparkles. I'm always VIP. Let's be clear. I don't own nightclubs. Still own clubs with my brother because that's my brother. You know, restaurants, all type of stuff. And guess what? I don't even brag on the stuff because it's all foolishness. It's amazing. It's one could put 1,000 a flight. Two could. Some of you will mess up the one that can put 10,000 in your life. That's how I know I got value. But some of you are so valuable, you can't even appreciate his higher self. If you marry somebody, you want to make his vows. If you have a friend in your life, they should be self. That's what makes them a friend. If you have a family member at this point, higher self. That's what a friend number here, higher self. So for some of you, that's okay. I'm a coach, but I'm a self-help teacher. I wrote a self-help book. It's called I Am. So watch this, you guys. Watch this, Kel. This is good right here. Y'all better get this. So 21, she got up, ran to Jesus, right? Listen, ran to Jesus. That's it. Verse 20. Got up, ran to Jesus. Lord. She called him Lord. That's the first thing. Lord, Martha said to Jesus, right? She gave him a title. She called him Lord. She gave him a title. Said, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Died means lower self. Any you, you can't go to higher self, you are the Lazarus. Oh, dead. High level, we the one that when somebody say something, Rena be like, you know what? That's so. Watch this, you guys. If Jesus is in one place and the person is dead, then that means the person is dead, do not have Jesus. Didn't I tell you, some of you know better at this point. You are the resurrection because you are the resurrection at this yourself when you deal with circles. I don't know why you still let bottom level people irritate you. Can't make time for yourself, but yet and all, you want bigger, you want better, you want greater, but you don't get around nobody that wants bigger, you don't get around nobody that wants better, and you don't get around nobody that wants greater. And if you got around it, then they get around it. So let's believe in me. Bigger, better, greater, higher self. That will be some of you. The one that believe in me, you don't even believe me. No, I don't. It's your job to believe you, okay? And you know, actions speak louder than words. Then you better show me your action. Always old. So remember, you put new wine in old, but you can't put a new idea in an old person. You can't put that a greater in somebody that sit here low level and like to be where they like to be. Okay. You can't take somebody that's always debative and then try to put them in calmness and quietness. Do you not know one of my workers today told me they need another job? Do I have another job? I say, why you want to work another job? They said, because this is too easy. I'm used to working hard right now. Is there anything else that I can do? I text them back. I said, I pray that you compare structures, my brother. Your workout days is over. Okay. And you know what he said? Amen. I received that. I'm not saying to y'all, I don't want you. Okay. You don't even want to be you. That's why you want somebody to want something that you ain't even finished with the product. Get the product finished, okay? If you're going to serve something, at least finish it. Because as of right now, you can't be trying to do something. You got to be doing it, okay? You can't be saying, I'm trying to communicate. No, you need to learn how to communicate. You don't got to try when you already know. Oh, this is going to be a long lesson, but I got to finish it up, y'all. I got to finish it. Oh, man, that was so good. I'm cutting across the field line. Man, this message is, and whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you? See that you? That's singular. Do you believe this? You say, why you this here? Called you Kingsley, somebody call you Dino, somebody call you AJ, somebody call you Adonis. But who do you say that's talking to you? This ain't Adonis talking. But some people want personal invites. It wasn't Adonis that was trying to invite you. It was higher self that was trying to invite you to something different other than jacking and twerking. Somebody told me they was at a party and they didn't like the music because they told the DJ, there you go, yesterday. They wanted the DJ because they wanted the twerk. They want to put on some twerk music. Ain't there something? Twerk music. Take your little stuff. Like, that's crazy to me. But anyway, listen to this, you guys. He said, who do you believe in? She said, yes, Lord, I believe you are the Messiah. Who is that? Is that not the Father? You are the Son of God. Isn't that not the Son who has come into the world? Is that not the Holy Spirit? Is this not bigger, better, greater by herself? Someone. Are we not talking? And God and the Son's present higher self. Didn't I not yank you to higher self right now? So everybody that's on this broadcast has entered into higher self. When I prayed, we went to higher self, and now we having a conversation in higher self, meaning in the imagination. Didn't I tell you the end was already in the beginning? Now you have an idea of who you want to become, why you do what you do, when you should do it, why you should do it, and all those things, right? Watch this. Let's scoot on down. Let me go ahead and close it up, y'all. This is a long one, but it's okay. Where did it go from the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit to you how to believe you? Believing they have not believed what they can do. To looking at what some Mary said, the teacher do. Do you not know bigger, better, greater is asking for you, and you still want to, what do you want with me? I'm sick and tired of going back and forth with you with daughters. I don't want to sit here and be I don't got time to sit here and be arguing, you know. Adonis wasn't arguing with you. That was bigger, better, greater. That was Jesus knocking at your damn door. You the one that didn't want to listen. You the one that didn't want to, I'm not going to be, excuse me, for sitting here thinking that I can, listen to me, y'all. I told you this is bigger than me. Don't mess up where you going. Looking at my little black self, okay? I ain't got nothing for you. I ain't got nothing for myself. I'm so waiting on God. I'll cry to y'all about that in a minute. Listen to this, though. I got to finish this message. I came on late, so I wanted to give you my last little closeout. Here's my closeout. When Mary reached this place, listen, she jumped up quickly, right? She jumped up quickly. Now, listen. No, verse 30. You got to write this down. Verse 30. I'm dropping something. Now, Jesus had not entered the village, right? Yet, but was still in the same place where Mary was at. Listen to me. I told you, many of you read the Bible letter to make a word, and that's how you read. You read based on letters. You don't read based on spirit. So you read what you read, and that's why you know what you know, and that's why nothing happened. I read with the spirit because the spirit is present. Now that you're present and I'm present, let me read it for you so we all can look at it from the spirit perspective now, right? Okay, let me show you the teacher now. Listen at this. Jesus, it says she got up now, right? She heard this, she got up quickly, and now she went to him. So she got up and she had to go to another place in order to have a moment. Remember, Jesus never left. Higher self has not came down to lower self. Lower self had to come up to higher self, but higher self have not made its way to lower self yet. So she had to come up instead of Jesus coming down. What am I saying, y'all? Look right here. It says Jesus was still in the same place that Mary had to come. In other words, where somebody else had to come, somebody else had to come too. It starts with one person. One person. If you get to a higher self, your higher self, then one person gonna be released and they gonna be moved. You not getting gonna follow you, and that first person gonna be the Lord. You now. Watch this. It says she got up. Listen. She got up, but wait. Jesus has not entered the village. But while she was at this place, when Martha had met him, when the Jews who had been with Mary at her house comforting her, lower self, misery loves company. When you at the bottom, notice your friends and everybody around you is at the bottom too. Because you at the bottom, they at the bottom. I don't knock a person that's reaching for the top, but you ain't gonna drown me trying to save you. Okay? You're gonna know that you're drowning before I even think. You might have to pass out and I have to drag you up and then give you CPR. But you ain't finna snatch me up off of where I'm at. Okay? So I'll let you go into that water and be unconscious for a minute before I come and get you at this point. All right? So watch this. I'm being honest. When Mary reached that point where Jesus, as she saw him, fell to his feet, Lord, high yourself. If you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weeping, right? Notice, when she jumped up, some people left with her. When Martha jumped up, Mary did not leave with her. So when Martha went, nobody left. When Mary went, people went too. So now you got other people around. So Jesus, listen at this, verse 33, and I'm done. When Jesus saw her weeping, see, higher self see a lot of you crying because you keep doing the same thing. But somewhere in your mind, you got this thing in your head. Jesus weeping. Jesus weeping. Y'all be crying. Oh my God, Jesus weeping. Some you see ignorance taking place, you just be like, man, I feel sorry for them. Don't you know some successful people look at you and they just shake their head? Some of your parents is weeping because they know you know better. And they just like, that's why I was weeping. I was weeping because how could you have everything and you still ignore good and you want poison? How could you have everything and still want the bad thing? Somebody told me this. Somebody said this, sent me something. It was amazing. It was amazing. It said, I read something. It read, a man will not wife a hoe, but he will allow a hoe to break up his house. Hoe. I said, wow. A man will not wife a hoe. You got that? But a man will break up his household for one. This is like something to think about. That's serious. You got to mature at this point, you guys. Because if you're going to have anything, I ain't going to let nobody break my friendship up. Let me start there. I ain't got to think about me and the wife or the marriage. Let me talk about my friendship. I will crack you in the head to the white meat about my relationships because that's Christ in mine. And ain't nothing coming against what it is God is in. And that's why I need Christ in everything. Every business, I better see Christ. Every person around me, I better see Christ. That's why when I see people not showing up for my events and they got to come, because I was looking for Christ to come so that they can, if they didn't come with Christ, at least they can leave with Christ. And when people ask them, how was your skating event? Right? They be like, man, I want to come the next time. Ain't no next time because you ain't on my invite list. See, my point is everybody wants the next time. And that's how they meet God, miss God, because there's divine time. And notice when Mary left to go meet Jesus, everybody else got up too. Now let's listen to Jesus. Verse 33. When Jesus saw her weeping, right? Like, how am I looking at you and it's affecting me? Right? He saw her weeping and the Jews who came along with her also weeping. Remember, ignorance and ignorance attached to ignorance. So why are they weeping? Because they're spoiled. I'm spoiled. I'm used to a man doing this for me. I'm used to a woman doing this for me. I'm used to this. I'm used to that. That's weeping. If you ain't gonna do this, that's crying. Don't you know that? You crying out, when I'm gonna see you? When you gonna make time? People make time for what they want to make time for. That's weeping. It's called crying. You are a baby. Okay? You are a baby that's crying, right? So Jesus says, I saw them weeping. I read the Bible different. Watch this. Jesus, he was deeply moved in spirit. What's this last word? Verse 33. I want you to read John 11, verse 33. When Jesus saw them weeping, ignorance, crying, he was deeply moved, not in his emotions, in the spirit and troubled. I'm troubled that people don't understand bigger, better, greater. I'm troubled that people don't understand higher self. I'm troubled that people so low level that they crying for the nothing. They crying over nothing because they ain't got nothing. and they crying because they ain't doing nothing. So he's bothered by this. He said, I'm troubled. Listen to this, 34. Where have you laid him? Watch this. Verse 34. I don't even have to repost this. You should, but I don't even have to repost this because you should share this one. And it's long too. I'll do this one again on Saturday and I'll make it short because I started earlier talking about me. It's where have you laid him? Where does some of your bottom? What's your issue with you? Is it in your finances? Is it in your emotions? Is it in your loneliness? Is it in your relationship? Where is it in your body? Is it in your health? Where are you dead at? What area in your life is dead right now? Do you even know? So this is what Jesus said. Do you even know? It says, where you laid him at? Listen to this. He asked, come see, Lord. They replied. Jesus wept, right? Then the Jews said, see how he loved him? You see that? See how he loved him. Watch this. Some of you will hate just because people support me. But you don't know what I went through. You don't know I lost my oldest son, my first son. You don't know this. But some of you still play games. And when you play games with people that really ain't playing games, sometimes I have to pull people back from coming to snatch your face off because I'd be mad if they first. I should do it, but I don't want to because I don't want to make my son's desires to rest in peace. So I don't use my son. You never hear me really talk about my son. You never hear me talk about what happened. You don't hear me talk about nothing I love. Okay? If anybody got a problem, charge it to me. Okay? Because everybody else blaming for everything else anyway. So it's okay. Ain't gonna pay no bill. Ain't gonna stop me from traveling. Ain't gonna stop me from doing anything. Charge it to me. Okay? Remember that. So look at Jesus. I'm gonna show me and Jesus got similarities. Watch this. Come and see. Jesus said, he loved him. Listen, verse 37. But some of them said, could not he open the eyes of the blind? Could not he open the eyes of the blind man, have kept this man from dying? See, somebody said Adonis. Remember I told you that lady that was mad at me because I DM'd me, but I didn't get the message in time for their daughter and got upset with me because I have the power. I am a transformation coach. Some of you listen to me over and over again and still ain't figured out this man knows something different, and I'm trusting in what he knows. Hell with who he is. I'm trusting in what he knows, right? He knows something. All he done been through, he got to know something, right? This lady haven't even been on my broadcast and got more faith in me than some of you. That's the sad part. She mad because I didn't come to a location for her daughter. Her daughter's still here. I lost my son. Some of you on my broadcast still sit here and got some uncertainty. You still like this. I don't need no flaky people around me. The release is already taking place. Watch this, you guys. All right. Verse 38. And I'm done in 5 minutes. Jesus, once more, deeply moved, came to the tomb. The tomb is the dark area. Okay? He came to the tomb. Remember, the first time they had to come to him. This time, he got to come to you, but where are you bringing him to? What area? Where he going? That man show up in your life, where he going? You show up in somebody else's life, where you going? See, some of you don't even know what to do when what you asking for comes. This is why you insult somebody. You insult entrepreneurs. You insult people that got master's degrees, PhDs. You insult people that got 2 households. Some people was raised by a mother and a father, and they was married. Versus some of you was just married, was just raised by a mother. Like my mom, my father he got on drugs and bounced, but they was married, right? Some of you, where's he coming to? And when they get there, when your blessing get there, do you know what to do with it? Watch this, Pedro. This is going to really blow some of you out the way here. Now, Jesus is coming to them now. What is it that you want? A lot of you don't even know what you want. I just want to be happy. You just want to be happy. Isn't that not lower self? That's ignorance, right? Choose who you will serve. If you're not happy because you're serving things that don't make you happy. If you would have came and jumped on them skates yesterday, I guarantee you'd have been fun. You'd have been laughing. You'd have been having a good time. Even when I failed, people had their cameras out. They was laughing at my fall. And I was laughing laying there. I saw Tamiko fail, rolled over about 2 times, and she was laughing. How do you fall and laugh? Okay? How do you fall and just bust up and just stay there, start laughing? Some of you have failed in life and you laying there crying. Ain't that something? You should be laughing because he said you're going to rise again, right? And I'm going to show you right here. Let's go. I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to show you. Calm down, Adonis. Okay. Listen to this. Jesus go to the tomb of the cave. This is where they lay. At the entrance. Pay close attention right here. Isha, Marie, Ebony, pay attention. You too. I see y'all deep over here. Pay attention right here. I want you to see this. Look at this. Jesus, 39, says, take away the stone. Some of you, remove the things that hold you back. Remove your negativity. Remove the things that keeps you from going to higher self. Remove your emotional issues. Remove the fact that he's a man. Remove the fact that you don't have a man. Remove all of that. Remove the fact that, hey, I think that he's a great individual. Remove any expectations off of anybody else and tell yourself nobody owes you anything right now, right? Come on, y'all. Tell yourself nobody owes me anything. Nobody owes me anything, God. Nobody owes me anything. Nobody owed me no apology. Nobody owed me no thank you. Nobody owed me nothing, right? This is how I get straight into God's presence right here. Nobody owes me anything. So now that you understand this, watch this. Jesus pull up on them and says, take away the stone. Nobody owes me anything. Y'all got that? He said, but Lord, said Martha. Here goes somebody. The sister of the dead man. By this time, there's a bad odor, and he has been in there for 4 days. Stop right here. This is for some of the people that want to fast for a whole month or a whole year. Here go 4 days. Somebody was in a dark place, right? Dark place. Now notice, they start saying he stink, he messy, all this, all that, all this, all that. He said, remove the expectation. Some of you, but God, but I still feel lonely. Remove the loneliness. Remove your opinion. Remove everything, right? Look at this. Didn't she give him an excuse? He's dead though, and it's a bad odor. It's a bad odor, God. That's a sense. See, some of us can sense stuff. It's a bad odor, God. By that time, there's a bad odor. He's been here 4 days. Listen to this. Then Jesus said, verse 40, and I'm done. Did I not tell you that if you believe, stop right there, higher self, who do you believe in? Do you believe that you can be everything that God called you to be? Or are you sitting here trying to watch somebody else and allow them to do what God told them to do? And now you want to hate on everything that they're doing, but you ain't doing nothing. How can you watch somebody else and say they stink, but you can't see that you ain't doing nothing? You don't have no faith in the God. I'm the one that's trapped. I'm the one that's dead. I'm the one that need help. The one who need help should be the one reaching. The one that don't need no help is the one that's talking. Jesus said, did not tell you that if you believe, you will see God's glory. Why are we doing this in the first place? Is this not for God's glory? Why should you come to events? It's for God's glory. Why should you support entrepreneurs? Isn't it for God's glory? Because Pedro had enough faith to take $100 and invest into himself and open up a store that led to another store, led to another store, led to another store, led to a business. Isn't it that Isha took her last little working money and bought some hair and sold the weave and bought some more hair, sold some weave and sold some more? Isn't it amazing that somebody can take their money, go buy something, resell it, go take the money, buy some more, resell it? Aren't this what you're supposed to be doing? But some people want to hate on people that's doing something, but it's always the ones that ain't doing nothing, ain't got nothing, right? Look at this, Jesus. Jesus said, isn't this not for God's glory? Bigger, better, greater. Ain't this for God's glory? Some of you don't want to see God's glory because you don't want nothing bigger, you don't want nothing better, you don't want nothing greater. When your ex comes to you, you should be bigger than what you was, you should be better than where you've been, and you should be greater. So how is it that they're able to take you down? You should be on a whole nother level. How is they able to take you down? They're not taking you down. You taking yourself down. No one can take you down. You take yourself down. Watch this. So they took the stone away. Notice, some of you have to be the one who take the stone away. But many of you the one who put the stone up. Many of you can't get My work can't filter through you because you put a stone up because you are so selfish. You won't let my higher self help somebody else in their lower self because they got to go through you. God got to go through you. God is releasing you. He finna go around you. And everything that could have been birthed through you, he's going around you. And you finna be isolated. You ain't finna have no worth. You ain't finna have no harvest. And you ain't finna have no garden because you cannot sabotage someone that's coming to do what the Lord will have him to do. Did not God say, I'm sending my son, higher self, into the world? That means many of you, higher thinker, Pedro, he's a higher thinker. We don't know why God chose us for some of the stuff. We be like, God, why you choose us for this? And all the people around us, but we had to learn what higher self is. So now that we see, you can cross your legs now. Somebody told me, I posted a picture with my legs crossed. You hear me? It took me 8 months to learn how to take my leg and cross my hand like this. And do you know somebody sit here and sent me a message and said, take that picture down. I'm like, what picture you talking about? Right? This is somebody I don't even talk to. And you know what they said? They said their cousin said, I look gay. I said, oh, well, if you think that look gay, you should wait till the next 8 pictures come out. They look even more gay. I got a lot of pictures. It's going to be a lot of legs crossing going on in Mr. Johnson world because I work hard on that little cross because that's my business sit. That's how I want to sit down in my seat. That's my posture. I ain't going to sit here. Some of your postures, y'all think y'all got to be all broke up and crying. And you think that's moves somebody. That only moves somebody that's pretending just like you. Okay, my posture is my head up high. My posture is we don't retreat. We don't surrender. My posture is we going to stand on, as Sonia say, 10 toes down. We ain't running from anything. We going to dissect everything. What problem do you have with me? What did I do to you? And if I did it, then let me know that I did it so I can tell you I'm sorry so that you can move on. That's the only reason why I'm telling you I'm sorry. I'm sorry for meeting you. I'm sorry for making you believe that you could be bigger, better, and greater. I know I do not have a description of who you are. I really don't care. That's up to you to determine that. I'm not here to evaluate you. I don't know what your problem is. But at the end of the day, coming up against me, that is a problem. And as the closer says, they rolled the stone away. We just lost Facebook, you guys. They rolled the stone away. Then Jesus looked up and said, Father, yes, Lord. Come on, y'all. Father, I thank you. I thank you that you have heard me. Heard me. I knew that you always hears me. I knew that God always hears me. Some of you don't think God hears you when you complain. See, that's condemnation. I can do all things through Christ. Don't go with, I'm complaining. See, condemnation. You just killed him, right? You always hears me. But I said this for the benefit of them, of the people standing here, that they may believe that you have sent me. Y'all got that? When Jesus had said this, Jesus called out in a loud voice. Y'all see my voice loud? Some of y'all don't like that loud voice, do you? Because that's higher self. But you ain't saying this in the Bible. God, the Lord said a loud voice. Adonis, this is your voice. You loud. If you go to John 11:43, when he said this, Jesus called in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. Verse 44, the dead man, lower self, came out, his hands and feet wrapped in linen, and the cloth was around his face. And Jesus said, take off the grave clothes and let him go. That is my message. Take off the grave clothes, you guys. The grave is open now. It's time to roll. Okay, it's time to go. You've been released. A lot of people put you in a dark place for a long time. Some of the people right next to you, some of the people you call, okay? The road has been rolled away. And now, come out. Take off the grave clothes. Stop pretending like you dead. Bigger, better, greater. Take off the dead clothes. Lower self, dead clothes, lower self. Resurrection. Get to this life that God has for you and keep it moving. That is my message. Thank you guys. This is mental health. I will spend as long as I need to make sure that I do not cheat this month out of what it rightfully deserves. I hope you guys got the message. I will visit it again on Saturday at the Root Awakening at 3 o'clock hour, just to make sure that this message sticks to your black self or white self or yellow self like grits to some hot skin. Okay, to some skin, some hot grits on some skin. This message will stick. Do you hear me? And when it stick, that's because you're gonna remember this forever. Peace and blessings. That's my time. How do I end this? How do I end this? Heck, take care.